Hi guys, welcome back to part 2 of our, well, it started off as a paint skins flow art demonstration with acrylic pouring paint, and we're transitioning into using those skins on jewelry boxes and trinket boxes. So this is part 2 and we're moving on to the boxes, so stick around. Welcome back, guys. Now we're on to the second part of making these trinket jewelry boxes for Christmas using the acrylic paint skins. And we stained the lids and bottoms of the boxes. Now we're at the stage of sealing them. I'm putting a gloss, and this is the gloss. And we're going to be putting them on the boxes, and they'll clear nice and dry. So, as you can tell, my cold is no better, but what do you do? So, we're going to use a brush, and we're going to, it says put a layer on it, and don't overwork it. So, I'm going to get all the insides first, let it dry, and then we're going to do the outside of the boxes. That way they'll be nice and shiny when you give them as gifts. I know it's a lot of work, but it's worth it. It's worth it if you're making these gifts for your family members, you know, or even to sell. So you'll notice it looks white, but it will dry clear. Okay, and do this little top parts here. Make sure we get all the pieces on the inside. We'll let it set, and we'll see how fast it dries. Maybe I'll leave it set for 24 hours. I'm not sure. Depends on my plans for today. And if I have time, I will come back and do the outside of the boxes. There. Make sure you got all the pieces and parts. And there we go. It's going to be nice and shiny. Don't worry if there's a little accumulation. It's going to dry just fine. And then it's going to be nice and shiny. Yay! Okay, here we go, guys. All the insides on the jewelry boxes have been glazed. So now I have to let that dry for 24 hours, and then we'll do the outside. In the meantime, let's start thinking about our acrylic skins that we made with paint pouring. We still have those and a bunch of wonderful things to do. Here we go, guys. All the boxes are now have a glaze on them, and now we gotta let them dry before we move on to the next step, which we'll be putting in the velvet lining. Okay, love, so now the staining and the varnish sealer is all dry for a couple of days now, 48 hours or so. And I think it turned out really nice. What do you think? I think it turned out nice. I got the little boxes from Amazon and the big boxes from the dollar store. Remember to check out my links in the description. So now we're going to go and put the velvet into the box. I bought, you can buy sheets of any color velvet on Amazon, and I've cut them down to size to fit into the boxes. So I'm going to put the velvet in the boxes, and then we'll move on to decorating the lids of the boxes. I believe I'm going to leave the bottoms just normal like this, and then we can put them all back together in the end when we're ready to package them up and give them as gifts. So hang on. Okay, so we're going to put the velvet on. I've already cut out a few sheets, but I want to show you something else I ordered from Amazon. Gilding adhesive. I'm going to try to do a little gold gilding, but we will get to that too, so you just stick around. Okay, so what I've done, I've cut out pieces of the black velvet to the size of the boxes, as you can see. And now, them coming in sheets like that make it a lot easier, and you can like write on the back and cut them out, make lines. And now they're adhesive, so we just take that off. There we go. And you can see. Now the tricky part, making sure you don't mess it up when you get it in there. Right? Making sure it all fits in properly. Always makes me nervous. That it's going to be off center or something, just not right. There we go. What do you think? Turned out pretty good. Not bad for our first try. And then I'll put them on the bottoms as well. These are really coming along nicely. Here we go, guys. All of them have their velvet, black velvet lining, other than the lids of the top big 3 ones. But I have them here, I'll cut out. So now we'll get to decorating the lids in different ways. We're going to use resin. We're going to use the fluid art skins from acrylic. We're going to Mod Podge them and put on pretty pictures and things like that. We're going to gild with some gold. We got some beads and things. We're going to do all kinds of things. So let's carry on. Hello, loves, and we're back. Now, here are a few examples of the acrylic paint pouring skins that I've done. Can you see that? Colors coming through on that. Isn't that gorgeous? Here's some other ones I haven't taken off yet. Here. Look at that. And I'll show you. On your silicone mat, just begin, there you go, focus. Begin peeling at the edge. You won't be able to get it all. Some will not come off and some will rip like that. See? But take your time, do the best you can. Goodness. And then just peel it off. Sometimes it won't come in a whole sheet, just the way it is. But you'll see how it comes off here. That's the other paint on the other side, but it's all dry. It's like a skin. That's what they mean by paint skin. There's another one that was just left over from some art I was doing and saved the rest of the paint onto a silicone mat to make a skin, so it's like a blob. And you can see and peel it up. Isn't that nice? Take your time. And here's the big one on the bottom. And peel that up. So I'll peel up these skins, the acrylic paint skins from pouring. And we'll decide on which one we want to put on our jewelry box. Be right back. Okay, so I've decided, this is the one of the boxes that we did the stain on, a couple coats of stain, we did the sealer, so, and we put the velvet in. So this is going to be the front. You can see where the screws were before I took them off. So back. And I chose, hear me out, this one, because I want a bit of the wood to be peeking out around it. So I haven't decided exactly how I want it to go, like that, or, oops, sorry, oh, that's my glue. This is the glue I'm going to use. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put glue on the top of the box. Probably shouldn't have bothered finishing it, but It was when I wasn't sure what I was going to do at the top of the boxes, but we'll go with it. Well, wasted step, but it's okay. It'll still look pretty because when you see the pieces through it, right? Now, I'm not sure. How would you do it? How would you place this on here? Like, it's so fluid and beautiful. You know what I mean? Like, can hardly decide. Look how pretty. You can put it any which way. Look how pretty. Remember to handle this gently. Look how pretty that is. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put glue on the back of my box, and this clears, like, this dries clear, so you don't need to worry about it showing up. And then I'm going to pick my spot and go with it. I'll be right back to show you what I chose. Okay, and here we go. I've put glue on the top of the box here. Let's move this out of the way. And then I've cut a piece that I want to use on here. So let's lay it down. We'll trim the excess off after it's dry. Even these little bits can be glued onto the sides as well. Make sure you take your time and get all the air bubbles out. Okay? Just take your time, go over it. Make sure it's all touching. Now the glue will dry clear. So I'll show you what we got when we come back when it's dry. Okay, so here we go, guys. They're drying. This one I have upside down, so the glue will go on the top of there. And we'll be back to see the results. Hi, guys. Welcome back. What we're going to do is trim off the excess. These are dry now, so we're going to trim it with an X-Acto knife and trim off the edges that we don't want. So what I like to do is start this way. You can see here, we'll just trim this off relatively close, but not all the way. There, get the bulk of it off. Got the bulk of it off. Bulk of that off. And the bulk of that off so that we can trim it closer. And then after, what I'll do is I'll trim this little bits off. And then we'll carry on with the rest of our designing. And here we are. I've trimmed off all the edges. You can see some I've kept because I like the little, and some I haven't. It's all personal taste. And this one, I've saved a few that went down and then cut some rest. And then some, like this one, I've cut all the sides. A little bit of wood still showing. And on this big guy, cut all the sides and have the top showing. Looks like leather to me. Isn't that cool? So what we're going to do, and it's bumpy, like the paint was bumpy, a little bit of glue, like it happens. You know, don't worry. If it's yours isn't perfect, it doesn't have to be. It's yours. These are gifts you're making with love for your family. Now, what we'll do, you can do now, is just put polyurethane glaze over it to protect the whole thing. Put your bottom of your box, let's see, back here, back on, and there you go. That could be the end if you wanted it to be. totally up to you, which I'm leaving to you. Now, if you want a polyurethane, there are some good brands out there. Definitely do your research. I've used let's see here. I've used Varathane, this one as well as a few others. It's up to you. And there we go. And so we'll put the things back on, the attachments, and you're ready to go. Just polyurethane it and you're ready to go. So here you go. The next, after that, for me, I'm going to be decorating these with a little more embellishments. And if I have a chance, I'll shoot a picture in after this video, at the end of this video, with all the extra things. But for this video, it was strictly paint pouring and paint skins. This was part 2 of paint pouring and how to use the extra skins in different art projects. So I think we've done that, and this can be the end of part 2. Thank you so much for being here. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking and show me your art. And in the next video, I may pick up from here and do the embellishments, the stenciling, the jewels, the things on this. So I'll put an addendum to this, like a part 3 if you want. But if you want to end there, this is it. Just seal this, put it back together, and you're good to go. You have a beautiful present. It'll be shiny when you put the polyurethane on. I'm not putting it on yet because I'm not done. But if this is where you wish to end, it's beautiful. And congratulations. Anyway, thank you for being here. And I hope you're all being kind to each other. Have a good day, guys. Bye.